Hello, and I'm here with my UFC Fight Night 14, something like that. I always say, you guys let me know which one it is, and you'll never do. You never do. So, it's one of the fight nights. We're still in Fight Island, and it happened last night. It was another great event. I've just been killing it ever since they've come back during this quarantine and everything. So, we had another great event from the UFC. I hope you saw it. I even watched most of the prelims because I thought it started earlier than it actually did. So, I'm watching this, and I'm like, I feel like I read these names on the prelims, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm watching the entire event. Yay me. Got the entire event, which is something I don't actually often get to do. So, either way, I only made 3 picks because I thought it was late. I thought the event started early and I was getting it. I had already, can't talk. I thought that the event had already started by the time I made my picks on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all of that. So I actually only did the top 3 cards, or top 3 fights on the card, because I thought it was already too late for the first 2, not realizing that I was watching the prelims. And I was like, oh, is there another substitute? What's going on here? And then seeing Carlos Condit versus Court McGee, and I was like, wait, that was the yeah. Oh man, but all good because I caught all the fights. So enough of that rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the fights that I did. I made 3 picks and I got 2 out of 3, so above 500 for me, even though I saw the entire event, which had some barn burners actually on it and some quick finishes. Again, rising stars, ones to watch, second chances, the whole 9. So please, when you do get a chance, please go out and watch the entire event. So on to the top 3 cards, top 3 fights on the card, because that's the ones I made the predictions for. First one, I got this pick. I chose Germaine Duratami to beat Juliana Pena. I knew the fight would be scrappy. I actually wanted Pena to win. However, her being off for a year, that type of ring rust with someone like Germaine, who's hard to beat anyway, I thought the style matchup might be a little tough for her anyway, so I had to go with Duratami, and I'm glad I did. However, this was a really good fight. First round, it was all Duratami. She totally had the reach advantage, she had the height advantage, she had the speed advantage, all on the feet, of course, the kicking, the diversity in the shots, and she worked all of that. She had Juliana chasing her, telegraphing the takedown attempts. She was able to get out of the way, hit her angles, and be able to score more points, land cleaner shots, avoid the takedown. Juliana was able to take her down literally the last few seconds of that round. So that round completely went to Germaine. Now, on to the second round, Juliana, her corner was like, okay, you lost that round. You need to come out with more aggression. You're going to have to eat some to get some, okay? Because basically, they said, she's better than you on the feet. You're going to get punched in the face. So go out there and get you some. And that's what she did. She came out swinging. She came out aggressive. And she took a couple of shots, but she actually landed some shots herself. It was like her 3rd or 4th shots of her combination little flurry that she threw that landed. It was enough to get Germaine to kind of open up the midsection for her to get underneath, get both of her hands there, and take Germaine down. She was able actually to take her down for a little bit of time there, mount some ground and pound. When she got back up again, she was with the hands. She was a little bit more aggressive, even though she was taking shots. So she won that second round. So I was like, okay, the momentum was still in her corner going into that 3rd round. I was like, all right, let's see what happens here in the 3rd. More of the same. She, again, on the feet, she was just more aggressive, even though Germaine was landing her shots too, but she was really on the defense, trying to stay off those takedowns. So again, she's winning this round too. She actually gets Germaine down. She's working some ground and pound and all of that. Germaine's trying to get up. She tries to get her back down again, and she leaves her head inside. As she gets Germaine down to the ground, Germaine has the guillotine choke, and Germaine's been working on that. She's been working on her grappling, period, actually. Some of her escapes and all of that, the transitioning. She was landing elbows and shots from off of her back. She's clearly been working on her ground game, and we saw it here because she got that guillotine choke, and she choked Juliana Pena all the way out. Sleep. When the ref shook her arm was dead. She's like, oh, get up. And of course, Germaine was saying it from the beginning. She sleep. Ref went over there, lifted the arm. The arm was dead. She stopped the fight. And Juliana, when you're completely out, my saliva is all over the place. Hopefully y'all can't see all of that in the video. But when you get choked completely out or not completely out, sometimes your leg does this little, like an involuntary twitch thing. She had both legs doing that. I mean, choked her all the way out. At the end of the 3rd round, a round that Juliana was winning, had she maintained that position and maybe won that round, she probably would have won the fight. So this is a pretty hard loss, I'm sure, for Juliana Pena, but she's right up there in that top 7, I believe, of that bantamweight division. women's bantamweight division. Of course, Jermaine Durandamine called out the champ afterwards. She's like, she was scared. She didn't want to fight me. That's why she had to wrestle. Why would she fight you where she's better, where you're better? That's called winning. That's why she's champion. But I like the call out. Afterwards, when she went back to her hometown, she was greeted with all the fans, and she had like a little, I think they did this for everybody. Anyway, so there was a great fight for the women's bantamweight division. Now on to the second fight there. I chose Yorgan De Castro to beat Carlos Felipe. He did not. Carlos Felipe came out just with more energy. He came out controlling the center of the octagon, pushing the pace, moving forward, initiating the exchanges. He had the longer combinations, was landing more. Yorgan gassed early, really early. I don't know what happened with his conditioning there. I just don't know, because I've never seen him gas like that before. He got injured in his last fight against Ed Hardy. In the second round there, he was able to take him down. He was able to have some success up against the fence, but you could see even in that second round, he really started to gas. You could maybe give him that second round, but again, he really started to gas, and by that third round, he was literally just pushing Felipe up against the fence and then leaning on him. And then the ref would stop it. And then he would just push him up again. And then Felipe, move out the way. Don't just stand there and let him push you up against the fence again. So you're over there complaining to the ref, but then you're not doing anything to stop him from pushing you and laying on you either. So that's kind of on you as well. But he kept complaining to the ref. The ref kept breaking him up, pushing him to the fence and leaning on him. Until again, Felipe started to fight. He started to fight. He pushed him against the fence. He started to throw elbows, started to throw punches, and started to actually move and get out of the situation himself. You know, you ultimately have control of your future. Anyway, so this went to a decision victory, all in favor of Carlos Felipe. He completely won the fight. Again, I don't know what happened with Yorgan. Someone let me know. Did he have a bad weight cut? No, not a bad weight cut. Did he have a bad training camp? Is he still recovering from the injury? Like, I don't want to take anything away from Carlos Felipe, but I definitely expected more from Yorgan De Castro. So that's why I'm asking about that. Anyway, but who do you think should be next for Carlos Felipe? And now finally to the main event, and I got this pick. I chose Holm, the preacher's daughter, to beat Irene Aldana, one who's kind of on the rise, but I didn't think she had quite enough to beat someone with all of the tools of a Holm. And boy, was I right. Not only did Holm win, this is a 5-round decision, but she did her best to try to get that finish, man. She by the end of this fight, she was beating Irene Aldana up, and it was the kicks to the legs that really opened up the door. It was side kicks to the legs. She used those legs as jabs. She was circling. I told Irina, I said, as if she's listening to me, I said, Irina, you can't chase her. You have to cut her off in straight lines. She didn't do that. She was chasing her, and that's Holly's game. Holly gets you to chase her, and then that basically opens up everything she wants to do, and that's what was happening there. Now, of course, Irene landed her shots. Holly was also showed how she was working on her wrestling. Irene actually has really great takedown defense, but Holm was able to take her down in every single round, actually, and mount some ground and pound as well. Irina was able to stand back up and get back to her feet, but again, she was taken down multiple times. Holm looked extremely well-rounded. She looked like she's not slowing down at all. At 38, she looked nice and strong. The cardio, she was barely breathing by the end of the fight, although afterwards, when she was walking in the hallway and they was trying to celebrate her, she was trying to dance. They had music playing. They were trying to give her a drink of some sort, all this mess. And they was pointing to Bill like signs and stuff, and she was trying, but she was so tired. She was just like, but, you know, great win for her. Great win for her. And again, in that 5th round, especially towards the end, she started to land some major kicks to the face. She started to land some major shots to the face, a little bit more power than we're used to seeing from Holm. And then she put together some flurries where she beat her from one end of the cage to the other end of the cage. She was really trying to end this fight. She was beating Irene Aldana up in the process. Drew blood, beat up her face, swelling, redness, all of that. Nice head, body, leg attack. She's kind of bruised all over. So she really tried to finish this fight. That's just a credit to Irene Aldana for being so tough. But great win, great dominant win, strong win for Holm. Who do you think should be next for Holm? So let me know how you did on the entire event. Again, I watched the entire event, even though I made 3 picks. It's the first time that's happened before. So let me know how you did, any injury updates, and yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I do these last minute predictions when I don't get it out in time. And on Snapchat, subscribe, like, smile, talk to me. Take care. Goodbye.